Hey everybody, welcome back inside the Stash Report from the Stash Project. This is going to be our September compilation video for new folks that are new subscribers to this channel. First of all, welcome. Hope you enjoy your time here. We do these videos once a month at the beginning of every month to let you know what the expected kit releases are for the given month, this being September of 2019. Of course, we talk about all these kits as they're announced, and usually that's 2 to 3 months ago. So we like to put out these monthly videos to sort of recap what you're going to be spending your money on this month. So we have some domestic stuff floating around out of round 2. There are quite a bit of kits to release this month. We should also be getting another kit out of Salvinos JR for the NASCAR guys. And then pretty much everything else is overseas, with Revell possibly releasing a kit or two this month. It all remains to be seen where they're at with that when we get around to the end of the month and see what it actually has come in. So the stuff that we know for sure that is coming out of round 2, over on the MPC side of things, they're going to be reissuing the 1967 Pontiac GTO. I believe they're calling this the Weekend Warrior. It's the same 67 GTO it's been. Sorry, guys, there's no updates to this kit whatsoever in terms of parts content, other than the addition of well, they're calling it a retooled or newly tooled Christmas tree, if you will. One of the drag racing starting lights. So that might be a nice addition to a diorama. I'm not sure it really qualifies the purchase of a $25+ model kit just to get one little tiny piece of plastic, or possibly many pieces of plastic. I don't know if it's got individual little clear pieces for all the lights, or if all that stuff just sort of tooled to it. But overall, the kit is kind of mediocre at this point, and it is what it is in that sense. So that's coming back out, and then we're going to get another reissue of the 1969 Dodge Charger Snap-Tight kit. This is that new tool kit they put out probably about two and a half years ago at this point. Maybe closer to 3 actually. That was the Dukes of Hazzard kit. It was a Snap-Tight Dukes of Hazzard kit, all new tooling. This is not the old glue kit and all that stuff. Of course, right after they did release that kit, of course, the Dukes of Hazzard was verboten. We are not allowed to speak of the Duke boys or their General Lee. So they've had to do something with this kit. And I know I've seen a lot of annoyance, borderline frustration out of people about this kit and why it's coming back out. This is going to have a Coca-Cola tie into it. That's kind of silly in the terms of what the decals look like and things like that, because, they're tinting the glass green. Haha, say that 3 times fast. Because that is Coke bottle green. It is what it is. But at the same time, they paid to have the tooling done. They're trying to recoup their costs some way, and this is another way they're choosing to do it. There was, of course, like the City Slicker reissue that was not too terribly long ago, or the City Charger, City Slicker, whatever the heck they called that. It was a blue car in the box art. You can always tell the Snap-Tight kits because they have a set of like torque thrust wannabe mags that obviously the original glue kit does not come with, in addition to saying Snap-Tight kit and things like that on it. So that's coming back out. Over on the AMT side of things, they're going to be reissuing the 1963 Chevrolet Impala. This is going to have several new parts retooled or re-added back to it, depending on how you want to look at it. There's going to be a radiator added, a battery, a master cylinder, a firewall, as well as retooling the like severe custom hood that has not been in the kit for quite a while. The 63 Impala is sort of a mishmash of a promo Craftsman style kit and a full detail kit. Everything is sort of tooled into the chassis, wire axles and that sort of thing. However, these are some nice additions to put back into the kit, because right now, if you have a 63 Impala kit, it doesn't have a firewall or a radiator. Obviously not a battery or a master cylinder either, along with not having the right hood for the custom version. So, I give them, at least half a thumbs up for at least, adding some stuff back into it, putting some value back into an old kit to be reissued. At least it's not just the same thing reissued for the umpteenth time. There's a little bit of work put into it. Speaking of things that have been reissued umpteenth times, how about a 1940 Ford sedan delivery with a Coca-Cola livery? That's right. Absolutely nothing new to this kit content-wise. Just has Coca-Cola decals, and then it's going to have sort of a cardboard backdrop. I'm assuming you could sort of build something either out of something in the box or out of the box itself to sort of give it a background, if you will. Coca-Cola liveried, of course. And so that is coming back out. If that just happens to be a favorite kit of yours, it's still a 3-in-1 and has all the parts in it, just new decals. Going to reissue their Plymouth Valiant Scamp Sportsman car, which is a little sort of kit car. There was a Richard Petty version of it as well. There was like a Dodge Dart. This is, another one. Everybody says that it looks like it doesn't actually have a Plymouth Valiant grill to it. I'm going to assume that it's probably because it doesn't, because these kits are going to be just reissues. They're not. Some things they go back and put parts into. Some things they don't. This happens to be something they're obviously not putting new parts into. Then you're going to get a reissue of the 65 Chevelle wagon. This was not reissued not too terribly long ago as the Super Wagon. I was going to say I have one of those. Which one of the Super Wagon? So this is going to be all the same parts as far as the kit goes. This is being dubbed the Surf Wagon because they have retooled a pair of surfboards that were apparently in the kit originally that haven't been there for quite a while. And then they also added a newly tooled roof rack. So apparently the surfboards were in the kit back in the 60s. Were taken out at some point in time, but there was never actually a roof rack to attach the surfboards to the roof of the station wagon. So again, a little value added there. And then they're going to reissue their 1969 Camaro as a Yenko kit. Their 69 Camaro is not particularly very good 69 Camaro. Matter of fact, it's a pretty lousy 69 Camaro. If you want a 69 Camaro, I suggest you go buy the Revell Yenko kit and call it a day. And that's all I really have to say about that. So, looking at the overseas stuff, BMAX, the 1994 Toyota Carina British Touring Car Championship car, as well as its photo etch. Now, looking at some Hong Kong-based vendors, I'm seeing a October release date for that. What does have a September release date at this point is the Mitsubishi Starion. You may recall that was supposed to come back out in July and has not been released yet, so maybe we'll get that instead of the Carina, because now the Carina, like I said, says October. When I look at Aoshima's corporate website, because Aoshima, is still working out the last of this distribution and technical services agreement that they have with BMAX, they're insisting that the Carina is coming out in September, and they have just a 2019 release date for the Mitsubishi. So we'll see what actually shows up, if any of it. It's kind of annoying, kind of frustrating for a lot of people. I understand that, but a lot of this right now is not a BMAX issue. It is a licensing with the one-to-one car manufacturers issue. They have more projects than they have time, more or less, and so many things right now are bogged down in trying to get licensing approval for things, which is where the Starion is for some reason, even though the Lancer came out on time. So I'm guessing the Lancer was a little less cared for, if you will, than the Starion. The Starion, maybe somebody at Mitsubishi, gives a little bit more of a hoot about it. I don't know. It's how that. It's lawyers, it's fees, it's legal, it's this, that, the other thing. We've seen it affect almost everybody. Anybody who has one of the Galaxy Limited 47 Chevrolet Coupes knows that kit was supposed to come out almost 2 years before it actually was released, and a great deal of the nonsense that went on with releasing that was all GM. GM made them redraw the box art because they said the girl in the box art was too scantily clad to be, on something that they license. So, it's all just, sometimes it's something as stupid as that, where the box art just doesn't meet approval. Now you got to go back and redraw the box art, and then you got to reprint all the boxes. And, the box art was approved in the last round, but now it's the final round, and somebody's like, nah, I don't like that, and the whole thing goes sideways. So, patience is the key with a lot of that stuff. So, there's really nothing you can do about it. So over at Fujimi, we're going to get a reissue of their police car parts set. A lot of this stuff is like 80s, 90s police car parts. Might have some purpose at this point, but, it's just a quick, simple, easy reissue for them. They're going to reissue their 17-inch wire wheel set, their 15-inch Watanabe wheels, and then we go into the actual model kits for the month of September. You get a couple more kits in the Yoroshiku Megadoc series, and they are the 1971 GTR, which is sort of a race car, and a Nissan Silvia RS, which is a police car. So 2 more things from that anime series. And then they're going to do some just straight reissues, one of which is going to be the RX-8 Type S and the 1995 Toyota MR2. So 2 more fairly simple curbside, shouldn't be too terribly expensive. The RX-8 is kind of iffy on its body proportions, but it's the only RX-8 kit there is if you're a Mazda fan and you want to build, what came after the RX-7. Over at Hasegawa, we got some straight reissues and a couple of just reboxes and reissues here. So on the straight reissue side of things, the Isuzu Gemini ZZ, that's the Tuned by Lotus one. The Nissan Bluebird in its 1970 Safari Rally winning livery. The Nissan 240Z in its 1971 Safari Rally winning livery. And then on the reissues here, the Lancer Evo 6 in its 1999 New Zealand Rally winning livery. The 124 scale Honda RA272E Formula 1 car from the 1965 Italian Grand Prix. And the 124 scale, I'm going to go butcher this name here. It is the Cygnus Tunen Lola 9050. I know that's completely wrong, but it's another 124 scale Formula 3000 car. Reissue of their Toyota 88C in the Taka Q Le Mans livery, and then a reissue of the Lancia 037 in its one and done 1994 Japanese Grand Touring Car Championship appearance. Now, it is an unfortunate set of circumstances that this is just the rally kit with some parts thrown in, or some new decals thrown into it. That does not make for a very accurate rendition of the actual race car, which, of course, is a much, much lowered suspension instead of the sort of off-road gravel suspension that the kit comes with. And then, of course, it has 18-inch wheels front and back, where the real car has 16-inch fronts and 18-inch rears. And they're treaded tires, not slicks. The wheels are sort of look like a Work of Motions 3-piece type of wheel compared to obviously the rally wheel that's going to come with it. So, I appreciate them like throwing a little love at this weird car, but it's still quite short of something that you could really build straight out of the box. And then last from Hasegawa is a reissue of their AE 101 Toyota Corolla in the 5 Zaijin livery from the 1993 Japanese Touring Car Championship. This car did win a race in its class, so there's at least one podium attached to that car, and it's nice to see them expand out a little bit. All of their AE 101 Corollas that they've done so far have been 1992 season cars, so it's nice to see them expand into 1993. So hopefully they'll continue to give us some JTCC stuff that we haven't seen before. That's a brand new livery. It's never been covered by Hasegawa before. Then we go over to Aoshima. They have a few kits that they're reboxing into the series in terms of getting you, some new boxes and new pieces in some cases. First up is a reissue of their 1/20th scale 1981 Subaru Rex Daihatsu Cura, or Quai, or however you would pronounce that. This is going to be another kit similar to the 1/20th scale Suzuki Alto Suzuki Servo that we're expecting for August, where these are old. I just saw one of these the other day. I can't remember who. Oh, these are old. Wow, it's I can picture it in my head, but remember you have one of those things where you can picture something in your head, but right where the information is like a blurry thing where it's been censored out. I think it's Nichimo, or what these kits were originally, and then Aoshima got the tooling somehow, just like they have the tooling to some of those old Aimei kits. So this is not an Aoshima kit per se. They've reissued it several times since they bought the tooling, but this originates outside of Aoshima. It's going to be in other ways really basic toy-like motorized curbside kits. So it would be something that would be very, very neat if you could give it to me in a regular scale. Just not starting a 1/20th scale collection at this point in time in my life. They're also going to reissue the 1991 Toyota Iristo 3.0 in its V/Q trim levels. A couple different trim levels there, so probably going to be maybe a couple ground effect piece differences, maybe a different set of wheels in there for the two kits that were separate in the past, that they're boxing into one. Could be, like I said, very minor trim variations just because they're trim levels and not actual like different cars or anything else like that. Then over the two model car lineup, you got a reissue of the 83 Toyota Corolla 11 N2 Toyota Racing Development Kit and the 1997 Garson Gerard Honda Accord wagon. So another one of the VIP wagons. There are going to be several of those coming out over the next couple of months. This will be, I guess, probably, particularly at this point, is the first one in that line. Yes, it is. So this will be starting several VIP wagons from the 1990s. And then on the straight reissue side of things are just restocks, just being put back out there again. You get reissue of the Liberty Walk Nissan C110 Skyline, Ken and Mary Racing, number 73 kit. Reissue of the Volkswagen Beetle 1303S Cabriolet. Speaking of old, crappy IMA kits. Reissue of the 2002 FD3S RX-7 Spirit R Type B. Reissue of the 2006 Toyota Harrier. Reissue of the 91 Mitsubishi Pajero Super Exceed. Reissue of the 06 Honda Odyssey Absolute. That's like the one that has actually two bodies in it. It's sitting right here. You guys can't see it, but you can hear it. That builds either an 04 or an 06. It's kind of fun to see that kit already sold back out again. Been a long time since it came out in factory stock format, and apparently sold pretty well. Reissue of the 90 Nissan Leopard Ultima. Reissue of the Rocket Bunny Enki Racing version of the Toyota 86. Reissue of the Top Secret R34 GTR. Reissue of the Mines R34 GTR as well. Reissue of the Lamborghini Aventador Super Veloce. Reissue of the Liberty Walk C110 Ken and Mary 4-door. And then you get 3 sets of BBS wheels are being reissued for September. And they are the 17-inch set of BBS RG and BBS RS2 and the 18-inch set of BBS DTM wheels. So that, guys, I believe is going to cover it for the month of September. So now you know what you are looking forward to purchase-wise. For me, there's not really too terribly much going on here. The Carina, if it comes in. If it doesn't, I like to at least get my Starions that I ordered back in like May. And then beyond that, I have, even though it's not the most optimal thing in the world, I have the Lancia one-off Grand Touring Car Championship kit ordered. That's certainly something that's going to require, if not some work, at least some aftermarket parts to make it a little more correct, or at least another set of wheels. And then also have the JTCC Toyota on order, which is, I'm sure, a huge shocker to everybody, but really not a whole heck of a lot otherwise. So anyway, guys, we hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys on the other side.